Hi, welcome to our channel. I'm Nicole.
I'm Brad.
We have something very special to share with you guys today. We have not one, but three 1969 Z28 Camaros. One from the Northeast, one from the Gulf Coast, and one from the desert. What's interesting about these three Camaros is that they're all from the same year and have all sat in garages and under carports for majority of their lives. So they've been in very similar conditions, just in very different areas of the United States. This is the perfect chance to show you how different climates and road salt can really change the condition of a car. Let's dive in. Alright, let's start with our Northeast Camaro. If you know anything about the Northeast, you know the winters can be brutal and there's a ton of road salt used to keep the streets clear. While this keeps driving conditions safer, it can be detrimental to the car's body and undercarriage. You can see all of the rust and corrosion here. That road salt speeds up the rusting process, making it spread like wildfire. And it's not just a cosmetic issue. It messes with the car's structure too. Check out the exterior of our Northeast car. Lots of rust and weathering. But if you look inside the trunk lid, you can see the original dusk blue paint is still in pretty good shape. This difference shows how the car's exposure to the elements really takes a toll on its condition. The trunk lid being more sheltered has preserved the original color well. So if you're restoring a car from a place like the Northeast, be ready to spend extra time and money fixing these rust problems. If you're considering a car from the Northeast, be prepared for a challenging restoration project that involves addressing deep rust and potential structural damage. And that sums up our Northeast car. Next up, our Gulf Coast Camaro. The Gulf Coast has high humidity and salty air, and it's a different kind of challenge for cars. This car has rust too, but it's more surface level compared to the Northeast car. The salty air causes rust over time, but it's slower than with road salt. The rust tends to be more on the surface, which is easier to deal with than deep structural rust. Side note, that doesn't mean you won't find deep structural rust on a Gulf Coast car. Inside, the high humidity can cause mold and mildew. While it's not a problem we've had, it is something to watch out for. The seats and carpet might need a good cleaning, and you might have to replace some parts if the mold is too bad. It's important to note that this car has had its front fenders replaced, which you can tell by the 327 badging and the fact that the orange hasn't aged the same as the rest of the car. While these fenders are original GM steel, they are not original to this car. Finally, let's move on to our Desert Camaro. This one comes from a dry place with hardly any rain, and it makes a big difference. This car is almost spotless, minimal rust to be found. The dry climate helps keep the metal in great shape, and this car's been sitting in a garage or carport for most of its life, just like the others, but the lack of moisture has really helped it stay in good condition. While the exterior paint has sun fading and patina, it's nothing compared to the rust and structural damage you see in cars from harsher climates. When you compare this desert car to our Northeast and Gulf Coast Camaros, the benefits of a dry climate become crystal clear. Less rust, less hidden damage, and more original parts in good condition. It makes the restoration process smoother and more straightforward, allowing you to focus on customization and performance upgrades rather than extensive bodywork and rust repair. Restoring a desert car lets you skip a lot of the basic structural repairs and jump right into the finer details. Whether it's refurbishing original components or adding modern upgrades, you start with a solid foundation. It's all about setting the right expectations and planning your restoration accordingly. We're lucky to have these 3 Camaros from such different places, showing you firsthand how climate and road salt can make a big difference. If you're thinking about a restoration project, remember to consider where the car came from. It can save you a ton of time and money in the long run. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the effects of climate and road salt on car condition. It's fascinating to see how the same model of car can vary so much based on where it's spent its life. If you have any questions or want to share your own restoration stories, drop a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest videos. We have a lot more coming your way. See you next time.